Okay, so we're back. We're back here. So we've done just one of the ways that you can find yourself a route. We've got a ways to go here still. Um, just while we're in here in this library, um, did you talk about tags?
No, I showed the other stuff.
Okay, so we've got these tags here, and the tags are basically groups of rides. And when you enter a ride into the library, you can choose to tag it. And so those are also found over here in the collections, which you also see are these three-letter uh, designations of the different groups of rides. And so if you are in a particular area like Glen Echo, you can go in and check the tag for all the Glen Echo rides and see whether one of those suits you. So it's just another way to sort the information. We've got a question from the floor, John.
Are the tags for start or is it for any point in the ride?
Oh goodness! The question was, are the tags for the start of the ride? And it's basically whomever has started the tag and what their definition is. This library is already a simplification out of what was a 3 linear feet of paper cue sheets, and so it may not be a totally logical categorization, but most of them are areas where the ride takes place.
They're for the start.
Another question from Daniela. Yes. Yes. There was a question about tagging, whether if one's going to have a ride in a region and have a number of different routes, should one use a tag for that? It can be used for special events. And I'm looking down here. Yes, the poo is there. I'm not going to scroll down. I can explain it simply enough. We've got the Lewis ride coming up. It's a weekend event in April, and Cindy, who leads that weekend, has put all of those rides under LDW, I think is the tag. So anyway, I just wanted to point out here that there's different ways to find rides in here. There's over 600 rides, and so there's different ways to get to where you want to ride and look through that. Now there's a different way in which I'm just trying to think. I want to get back to here. Okay, so there's another way to do a ride, and that would be if you've just gone out and been doing a bunch of rides and recording those, and you have those ride files on your device, you can turn that into a route within the library. And to do that, you've got to add cues to it. So let's see how we do that. So here I've toggled between my personal account, and you can see at the top here, it's all in white. If I go back to the Potomac Peddlers account up here at the top, it ought to be, but is not in yellow. So ignore that for the time being. The joys of working on it's okay. Just let me keep going, right? So I've got a ride here. It's a ride I did in Tuscany. We can all take flights. So there's the ride. If you look over here and ride with GPS, there are no cues. And so I'd like to add cues to this and make it into a Potomac Peddlers ride. So I'm going to go to More, and I'm going to copy to My Routes. And it ought to copy here. And I'm going to give this a name. I'm going to make this a Potomac Peddlers ride, and I'm going to make it public. So now I'm going to copy it. And so now I'm going to go look for this ride back in the Potomac Peddlers Club account. So I'm up here at the Bike Rider. I'm going back to the Potomac Peddlers site. I'm going to go to the route library, and I'm going to look for rides called Tuscany. And looky here, we've got a ride. So let me view this. And you can see over here, if I can get the cursor there, over on the left where it says Q sheet, it said it does not yet have a Q sheet. So I'm going to want to edit this. I'm going to open it in Route Planner. And so, oh, this doesn't look helpful. All right, so why I'm hesitating here, so I should be in the Potomac Peddlers Club account here. And what I want to do is go over to the trace tool, but it's not highlighted. So, yes, I didn't want to be. So I need to be in the club account for this. Do I know I'm not on trace? Yeah. Apologies, people. This was something I ran through earlier today without a hitch. Let me just describe what this should be showing. So I'm in the club account. And again, the advantage of the club account is that it gives you features that you will not have in your basic personal account. And one of the club account features, and it worked fine this morning, is that over here, I can just click on trace. It's grayed out here, so it's somehow indicating that I don't have access to it. But when you click trace, is Eric on the line there? That's good. Sign into club. Let's try that. Thank you, Eric. That describes. So you see at the top here where it's yellow? That indicates that you're signed into the club account. All right. So we're in the route library. We're traveling back to Tuscany. We're going to pick one of these rides. We want to attach a cue sheet to it. So we're going to edit in Planner. Now over here we have the trace accessible to us. So we're just going to click trace, pick auto trace, and it's working away here for a second. Now it's done its job, and over here on the left we now have a complete cue sheet. But don't be happy with just that, because it will give you a cue sheet that needs to be checked. There'll be too many turns that are obvious and you don't need the confusion. It will have some auto-generated cues that are wrong. So you need to go through and verify that cue sheet. You can see down here, there's something called review cues. And if you press that, it will start at the beginning and walk you sequentially through every single cue. We're not going to do that here. All I want to do for the moment is show you that you've now got this ride, and each of these little icons here, like blue, is a cue. And you can remove those, you can change them, just to show you very briefly amongst the things you can do on that. Let me just click on one of these. Oops. Well, let me click over here, see if this works. So I've just picked up one of the cues, and you've got what the cue is going to tell the rider to do. It's go straight. There's a note there. Um, you can change that. Keep in mind that in Ride with GPS, when you're actually using this on your device, it'll give you a voice cue as well. And so you need to have it in here properly for the voice cue to be correct. But if I just want to eliminate it, I can just eliminate that cue here. So it's asked me if I want to to eliminate that one, and I do. So all I wanted to show you here is this is the second way you can get to a ride. That is a route. You can go to your own library, rides you've done. You can pull it into the club account where you've got a better set of tools for modifying that. You can use the trace tool to create an initial cue sheet, and then you can edit the cue sheet. And then finally, as Carol was saying, you can come down here and you can save that route. And you give it a name. I'm going to make this public. You can put some other information in there, the type of ride it is. Let's just call it cycling, and then save it. So that's now saved in the club library as a route with cues. Yes. Okay, so there was a question about where the sign into club account is. Oops, I didn't want to go that far. See where we are here. Let's just go back to this. Yeah, I don't want to sign up particularly. Well, let me go into this and then go back in. See if that works. So the sign in is here. When you first come in through the club website to the Access Ride with GPS, you've got this little toggle here, sign into club. Look at the top here, you'll see it's the whole banner is still white. Once you sign in, that turns to yellow, and now you are into the club account.
I'm going to take this URL and post it in the Zoom chat.
Yeah. If it's complicated, we'll just do it later. We're trying to put that link into the URL chat so that you have access to it online. All right. Well, let's. While Dan's working on that,